are well known.
Mm-hmm.
And also it seems fairly common that you'll hear really what you need to be is a whole and fully integrated person.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like the bank. You go to the bank, you need money, and that's why you get rejected. If you don't need money, then you get all that you need from the bank. So I wonder, what is the value of intimacy? Why would one look to a fulfilling relationship for fulfillment or other attributes if in fact we are whole and complete?
That's a great question. He wants to know why should we get in a relationship if we're already whole. Well, the deepest part of us is whole. Our human self, our ego, is not. And what the relationships are is a great mirror to the parts that you can't see. And actually, my boyfriend is so wise. I wish he was here, but he's working. He said one time that the story of Medusa and how they slayed Medusa was that no one can look at her directly, or they turned to stone. So the knight that actually cut her head off actually had a sword, shield, and it showed the reflection of her, and that's how he was able to slay it. And so your partner and everyone you date is a reflection of your darkest parts and your lightest parts, and it lets you see yourself more fully, and love yourself more fully. So it's just a different experience. I mean, we were born whole. We're here to learn how to be human, not to. I mean, we already are all perfect and whole. So it's kind of a playground for us to experience different aspects of us. So, but there's no, in my opinion, there's no purpose. Like we need to clear things out and have all these lessons. It's just an experience in this moment. And remember that you're whole already. And that they're you. And you're me, and you're me, and you're me. And I'm you. Did the woman up front have a question?
Another one?
I just was wondering if you had a friend who was kind of overbearing and controlling, you might work that into your dating life.
Are you sleeping with this friend?
Not this friend. Not tonight.
Well, what you'll discover in this book is it affects every relationship in your life, not just your loving relationships. Your family relationship will change. You'll notice patterns in every relationship, your work relationships. I remember doing this work thinking, that's why every boss never thought I was good enough, because I didn't think I was good enough. And I kept changing jobs thinking, well, this boss will like me. And I'd work really hard, but it was never good enough. And then I got laid off and laid off again, and then I went to hypnotherapy school, and I'm my own boss now. And now I'm telling myself, no, just kidding. You can't get out of it. But it's like all of that relationship, that voices in your head are all that parts of your mind that are still trying to work themselves out. And I think we're going to, yes?
No, I just wanted to ask you, do you think, you know how little girls kind of grow up with a Cinderella story?
Yes.
And you think that you live happily ever after. Do you think women tend to have an unrealistic expectation of what a relationship is going to be, or Prince Charming, and that every day is going to be this, if it's right, it means that every day is glorious rather than there's real life situations?
Yes. I think people have an image in their mind of nothing's ever as good as you think it's going to be, or as bad as you think it's going to be. But I think the movies I read about this in my book, The Fairy Tale of Love, and one of the things I point out is that when you watch a movie, if you watched a movie and two people fell in love, and that was the whole movie, and they were like, oh, we love each other, that would be a boring movie, wouldn't it? They always have some drama and and that's why their love seems so deep, or someone dies. It's always like this drama. Not to say that drama is good, but that's like this idea that this romance is always there. It's there when it's intense and new, and you have to keep working at it. But I think people look for that Hollywood romance. But if you really look at Hollywood stories, and even the stories of the romance, the Shakespearean, it's all tragedy. So, yeah, it's a fun little game that we play with our minds. So I think we're going to take do some signings right now, because I think we're out of time. But thank you so much for coming. It's been a pleasure.